Welcome to the Generic Tech Support YouTube channel, home of the Granite security package. Like and subscribe for more content. Hey guys, so welcome to the final video before the release video tomorrow. So this is for the Granite11 security package. Specifically what we're going to do in this video is see if this actually works on Windows 11 Home. So let's start off with just showcasing specifically what this operating system is. So I should be able to go in here and actually just go to System to see specifically what the system variables say. So we can see right here, Windows 11 Home. This is 24H2. The build date was actually built today. Well, by the time this releases, it would be built about 10 days or so prior, 9 days prior. But at any rate, it is built the day of the actual scan or the test. This doesn't have any configuration on it whatsoever. It's right out of the box. It is running on VMware, so there is that as a caveat or a limitation. There is no internet connection currently on the system, and we do have the Granite security package right here for Windows 11. Now, there is no group policy in Windows 11 Home, so if we go into Run and I do gp edit.msc and I hit Enter, we're going to see that there's an error that there is no gp edit because there is no group policy. So since this relies on group policy configuration to configure the registry configurable variables in the actual operating system, I'm not entirely sure if this will work. But I figure it's probably better for me to test it than for you, because it's a lot easier for me to just spin up a Windows 11 system on our rig here than it would be for you to figure this out on your own home machine. So I'm going to double click on this and let's check it out. All right, so completed. We did get the shift here, so things did move over. Now, I suspect once I click yes and continue and reboot the system that we're not going to get the variable option for the splash screen on the initial logon, but I guess we'll figure that out here in a second. Okay, so the system is coming back up. So we do get the splash screen, and that's interesting because technically, again, there is no gpedit.msc on the system. So let's click continue or OK to continue here. All right, so we're back in the operating system now for the first time since the installation of that package. And much like all the other installs, we're going to go into the tools directory and we're going to do right click and run as administrator so we could fix the actual right click menu. All right, so Explorer crashed and Explorer came back up. So now at this point, we're going to go to File Explorer and go back in. Let's just do a right click, and there we go. Right click menu is fixed. So it appears to have worked. Now, I don't know how much of it works and how much doesn't, and I'm not going to spend a ton of time digging super down into a home operating system, just because, generally speaking, I don't support home operating systems. Mostly because they have limitation caveats and configuration factors that I just don't like getting involved in. So it's kind of a use at your own risk. But it does appear to work. So it did at least shift our menu system over. We can do a real quick check on the configuration of Windows updates to see if that's configured the same. So it shuts it all off. It does configure it. It doesn't, however, lock you out the same way it would be on the Pro, because once again, there is no group policy configuration. So it does work. It appears to work. So I would say if you want to try it on a home system, again, I would try it on a custom build on a VM first to get a proof of concept to make sure it works for you. But it does appear to work. So at least that rules out any possible issue, at least on the installation of the package with Windows 11 Home. All right, guys, so this is a short video today. The long video will release tomorrow, along with the actual Granite 11 security package for download. So you're going to have to check that out. I suspect that the video release will probably be the same time, 11:45 a.m. on the 25th. But the package itself likely won't be available till around 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to download from the website. So you can check it out then and download it. But yeah, that should give you the ability to run the Granite security package on your Windows 11 system. But again, I'm going to use your Windows 11 system in air quotes and suggest that before you run this, that you run it on a test system as a proof of concept before you try to run it on an actual day-to-day driver, because it can cause some serious issues on your system with other applications, gaming, and other things that are just unknowns at this point. Lastly, and I can't stress this enough, this is beta 1 release, meaning that you're going to find a bunch of bugs in the configuration. It is just me doing these configs. I don't have any real resources helping me here. So understand that if you find bugs, it's just a single person working the configuration of this stuff. So, you know, I would tell you to be direct, at least if you're in your emails. If you find bugs that you think should be fixed, send me an email and let me know. Something else, since it's beta 1, it's really designed for security, but it's designed more along the lines of the ability for options. In other words, it will default opt out, but give you the option to opt in for most of the configuration. I do plan on doing a beta 2. In the beta 2, I hope to fix some bugs that I found during the beta 1 configuration. Specifically, the bugs are, I hate the start menu and I want to fix that. And I want the classic ribbon back in the actual file explorer. So those are two things I'd like to fix in the next beta release. I'd also like to focus on possibly creating a Granite security, or not Granite security, but rather Granite performance pack designed for Windows 11 gaming to lock out configuration and standards on the Windows 11 system to speed up the system performance, to make it more of a gaming performance-oriented package. So something you could run on your vanilla Windows 11 system that increases system performance and doesn't really care so much about security, but cares a lot more about the actual performance function of the operating system. In other words, things to trim some fat to make games run better. I was thinking that could be a possible future project for the Granite Security Package project, is to create performance versions of these packages so that way you can run them on gaming rigs. So I'm going to end this video here. Look for the new video tomorrow. I know it's an off day, generally speaking, Tuesday and Thursday, but Friday I'm going to release it as the full package deployment, so that way you could grab it and do whatever you need to do over the weekend to play with it. Again, beta package, very beta, first one, first draft, no additional configuration, may cause issues. It's try or use at your own risk, and everything in the configuration is something that you could do yourself. And hopefully these videos along the way of the configuration kind of shows you what you could do and how to do it, because that's very important to me, is to teach you how to do these things yourself. I don't want to have to be the person that creates this stuff for you. I want to show you how to create it yourself for yourself, so you could be more independent from companies or people like myself, IT workers, having to show you how to do this stuff. You could do it yourself. Again, leave me something down in the comments, and it'd be helpful if we could get some traction on these Granite packages, because the larger this channel gets, the more time and resources I could put towards it to actually generate more packages, more configurations, and more videos. Right now, this is really secondary to a full-time job, and even that is secondary to contract work that I do as freelance IT. So in reality, this is really third when it comes to that stuff. I would love to make this the primary source of income. I would love to focus all my time and attention on this stuff and create packages and possibly create software that I could sell in the future. But for the time being, it is just a hobby. So treat it as that. It is a beta package. It is a hobby. It is not meant for production. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you don't, leave a comment. If you can't figure it out, shoot me over an email. If I can't get to you, check it out on Google. Google will help you, as long as you don't use the AI function, because the AI function of Google is absolutely terrible and about 90% of the time gives you the wrong information. So, again, thanks for watching. Take it easy, guys. Excited about tomorrow's release. Don't be too harsh. Tomorrow's my birthday. All right, guys, take it easy. Thank you for watching the Generic Tech Support YouTube channel. Find the content of this video at https://generictechsupport.com/#channel.